Hello and welcome for today's tutorial. How are we all doing? Thank you for stopping by and thank God for the gift of life for another beautiful day. Today, quickly, we are going to be making this particular style of top. Okay, it's an off-shoulder with band requested by someone. All right. So quickly we'll just kickstart our tutorial. I have here about 4¼ yards of this fabric. Okay, this is going to be for the front panel. Okay, so I cut this using the bust measurement. We are doing the front first of all. Alright. And then I've made some lines on it. This first one is our starting point. This is my chest line. Okay, this is my bust line, this is my under bust, this is my waistline, and this last one is the allowance to join the lower part and the upper part together. And this is, like we said, an off shoulder. So for this particular tutorial, I'll be removing 5 inches from my with shoulder half length measurement. Okay, my with shoulder half length measurement is 17 inches, which is here. Okay, so I have removed 5 inches. All right, so now we are working with from this point to this point. I hope it's clear enough. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is to mark my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 inches plus my sewing allowance of ½ inch. Okay, since this fabric is on fold, I'll be marking 4½ inches all the way down. If your sewing allowance is quarter, you measure 4¼ Mine is always quarter, but for this I want to use half. Okay, so this is the center point, the center front, this is the side. Okay, now at this starting point here, I will take 1 inch on each side. If you want a more curvier effect, you can take 1½ inches on this side, on the side, and 1 inch at the center, but I want to take 1 inch on both sides. Okay, then at the under bust, remember this is my under bust, I'm taking also 1 inch on both sides. And then at the waistline, I will take ½ inch on both sides. Okay, now this is my bust line, this is my chest line, this is my bust line, that is shoulder to bust. Okay, on this line that cut across this way, I'll go up by ½ inch, come down by ½ inch. I hope you get it. Okay, now I will connect this my 1 inch to this ½ inch, and this one also to this ½ inch. Okay, and then I also connect this 1 inch to this ½ inch, this one to this ½ inch, and then to and then to this waistline. This is supposed to form the dart. The effect is so that this place is not sharp. That is the usefulness of this half inch we went up with here and came down also with, so that this place will be quite blunt, not sharp. It will have a sharp edge. Okay, and then I'll connect. Okay, having done this, I will then place my measurement, that is my bust measurement and waist measurement. The bust I'm working with is 41 into 4 is 10 1/4. I'll be adding sewing allowance of 3 inches. The waist I'm working with is 35 into 4 is 8.7. 8.75. I will add this 1 inch here, and then 3 inches sewing allowance. I will measure the same thing at the under bust, and then remember, for the under bust what we took was 1 inch. Okay, 8.75. This time I'm adding 2 inches and then 3 inches sewing allowance. Okay, the next will be to measure the neck width. Okay, I'll be using about 5 inches neck width because I don't want it too wide. Okay, now what we have at this center is 3.5 inches. Okay, so across this other side I'm going to complete it with 1.5 to make it 5 inches, which is here. I will add sewing allowance of 1 inch. Okay, now the next thing to be done is to curve from here to my chest line. Okay, from here to my chest line. This is not an off shoulder armhole. Okay, I hope you understand this. It's not an off shoulder armhole. You see, off shoulder armhole is always this way, but this one is a normal shoulder. Okay, by the time I cut the band I'll put here, you will understand what we just did here. So I'll be using this band. Remember, this is an off shoulder, but I'll be connecting the front and the back with this. Okay, which will be here. I hope you understand it. I removed 5 inches from here to make this off shoulder. So this band is also 5 inches. I hope you get it, with 1/2 inch allowance on both ends. Okay, so this is the band is going to sit this way. Okay, and then the curve, the armhole curve. I hope you get it now. Okay, so I'll now go ahead and cut. Quickly go to the back. So this is the front. The next thing will be to put the neckline, but I'll do that when I must have joined the two sides together. I prefer to do it then. So here is for the back. I also cut this using the bust measurement. This is my zipper allowance here. This is my chest line, bust line, under bust, waistline, and then the allowance for joining the lower part. Okay, now this is my back, my dart. That is 4.5 inches away from the zipper allowance. That is your nipple to nipple measurement divided into 2 plus your sewing allowance. Okay, now at the waistline I moved away from the 4.5 inches by half inch here, half inch on the other side. That is for the dart, and my dart started from my bust line. Okay, you either start your dart from your bust line, that is for the back dart, or 1 inch below the chest line. Okay, with this done now, I'll place my bust measurement also and my waist measurement. Bust is 41 inches, 10.25, showing allowance of 2.5 inches. Waist is 35 into 4 is 8.75. I will include this 1 inch here, that is half inch on both sides, and then seam allowance of 3 inches. Okay, also I'll be placing the band. The neck width for the front was 5 inches. For the back also is going to be 5 inches, which is here. I will add 1 inch sewing allowance. Okay, now on that 1 inch I'll place our band. I'll place our band and then curve out our armhole, just like we did at the front. I hope you see it. So this is now giving it a with shoulder kind of blouse, but if you remove this, it becomes an off shoulder. Now the width of my band is 2.5 inches against 11 inches. That is 10 inches, half inch on each side for sewing allowance, making it 11 inches. So I'll quickly cut this one also. And for this back, I'm free to give it the kind of neck I want. Four inches, 2 inches. Remember, this neck width is subject to change. Okay, it appears mine is small. Let me use 5 inches against 2 inches volume. So here is 2 inches, this is 5 inches. Okay, so this is for the back. So for the flare, I'm going to be using the triangular method of cutting it, and here we go. You fold this way and fold again. And then I'll be placing my radius at this point. And my radius is 5.6, so I'll measure 5.6 from here all the way round. 5.6. This way you have a fuller peplum or flare. 5.6. And the length of my peplum is 9 inches plus 1 inch, 10 inches. So I'll also measure 10 inches round. Okay, I hope you are following. This is another method of cutting your peplum or flay. Okay. So I'm going to still use this to cut another one which is going to be shorter than 10 inches. Alright, so I have the second one cut out. Okay, and then at the end of one I opened it up. I hope you see it. One end is open. Alright, then for the sleeve we're going to be using a straight sleeve. Okay, the length is 45 inches, 45 by 10 and a half. This is the one that will be under, and then the one at the top is still 45 by 7. Okay, assuming I had enough material, I would have used the material as the lining, just as we saw in that picture, but I don't have enough material, so I'll be using my lining to line it just straight. Okay, I'll use my lining to line it. So now I'll go ahead and cut the lining for all of these things and line them accordingly. Alright, so I've cut the lining. These are the two back panels. I've also lined them. This is the front. I've joined them together, but I'm yet to put the neck depth. This is the lining for the front, and these are the sleeves. Like I said, it's going to be a straight sleeve. All I did was just to cut the lining, line it, and close it at one end. That's why it's like this. Okay, if I open it up, it's just straight. I lined, I hope you see it, and just closed one end. Okay, so these are the two sleeves. This is the peplum or the lower part. Alright, next thing I will do now will be to put the neck volume. Except you want it to expose your boobs, you shouldn't take more than between 1 and 1.5 inches below at this point. Okay, so having done this now, I will attach this handle. Okay, one here, the other one here, this way. Remember, this is on fold. It's on fold. Okay, I only held it together. I hope you see it. And I said it was 2.5 inches. Okay, so having done it this way now, I will then line. I hope you understood what I did. Okay, this is the time I will then line, so that this roughness will now be hidden inside. So I'll go to the machine and line properly. I'll line the neck and the two sides. The armhole is going to be open and the lower side too is going to be open. Now I've lined. I hope you see it. I hope you see it. It's now very, very neat. The next thing to be done will be to still attach this part to the back. Remember, the sewing allowance is 1/2 inch, so you be careful not to take more than the 1/2 inch so that it does not shorten the length of the band. Okay. So you see I've attached this one. I will then close it up this way and turn it so that it will look like the front side, so that it will be as neat as this front. That is just the essence. If not, you can comfortably join it when you have lined. There is nothing wrong in joining it this way, but it's just that it will be rough. I hope you get. So I'll open it up this way, attach this one here. Remember, the folded side should be looking towards the neck area. This is the armhole area, like this. And then I will then sew using the seam allowance I made available for it. Okay, so with the joining done, I hope you see it. I've also inserted the dart. Okay, now we should place a 1/2 length measurement and make sure you have up to your 1/2 length measurement. Mine is 17 inches. I hope you see it. I have 17 inches here. Okay, the next thing I will do will be to join them at the two sides using the body measurement. After that, I will attach the peplum, okay, at the lower part. The sleeve is going to be the last, and then the zip. So the peplum has been attached. I hope you see it. Next will be to attach the sleeve. You can either pleat or gather this kind of sleeve. For me, I gathered my own. This is one. This is the second one. This is going to sit on top of this one. I didn't want to gather it together because if you gather it together, you will not see any effect at this place. That's why I gathered it separately. I hope you see it. I used the measurement of the circumference of the armhole to gather it. That's what we have here. Okay, and then I joined the smaller one to the bigger one to give us this. Okay, so all I need to do now is to attach my sleeve. Okay, when I do that, I will then insert the zipper and we are good to go. All right, so now the zip and the sleeve has been attached, and this is the result. This is the back, and this is the front. Okay, this is looking so beautiful. Thank you for watching till the end. Please subscribe to our channel and keep watching. Also, please don't skip the ads when you see them coming up. Till we meet in my next tutorial, take care of yourself and be nice to people. Bye.